Recording has started. Hello, everyone. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, whatever the peck time it is. Welcome to another Toonkind game. I am Vwild, your unrepentant DM bastard for the day. And could I have my wonderful cast introduce themselves top to bottom?
That's me first. God damn it. Okay. Hi, I'm RJ. Do you want me to say who I'm playing, or?
Yes, if you'd like.
Cool, alright. I'm playing the resident spooky grandparents that y'all seem to know and love. Jacques and Asclepius.
Hi, I'm Foster, and I'm playing the ever-elusive Teal tiger that's definitely going to have a happy fun time, and nothing bad will ever happen today. Right?
Sure. Hi, my name is Lizz, and today I'll be playing the wonderful orange and blue duo, Bouquet Dust, also known as Bo, and Tiffy Toot. They are also here to have a lovely fun time where nothing bad will happen, right?
It's gonna be great.
That is a threat.
Everything's
This is
looking
indeed
up.
a threat.
Everything's
Oh,
looking
dear.
up. It's perfectly fine.
Oh, pig. I'm at the bottom. Hi, I'm Whis. I'm going to be playing Lil Rai Stagehand. He's going to have a good time, question mark.
Now, this is called The Way Things Go, and for our audience, this is a high angst game. Please do self-care. I think we'll have trigger warnings or whatever you call the warnings in the upload, but remember, self-care, mother peckers.
Always do unique apps.
Yeah, stay safe out there.
Yes, indeed. All right, and with that, we open our scene. And I'll start off with saying that several of you, or this party, we know who all of you are, and we know how you all know Lynn. And Lynn has been building up to a special day. No, she has not told any of you what this day is. She's just told you there is a special event dinner. Please come. It's going to be pickin' fantastic. And yes, the invite is actually not in her handwriting. It's in Rye's, because she's got chicken scratch. She's ambidextrous. She can't write good with either hand.
Ryan doesn't know what's going on either, so...
Yes. Which does
Does that mean the invitations are something like, my mom's asked me to ask you guys to be the Stagehand's Requiem on this day at this time?
Yes.
Yeah, well, we've proved.
You are formally invited to a special event at the Stagehand's Requiem. No, I don't know what it is. Please come.
She said dress however you want because she knows that Rye doesn't like fancy shit. But she is going to be dressing different for this game because she's trying out new outfits. She's trying. And we open up. Hey, Rye. In the morning, would you like to roll me a quick perception check?
Yes, I would. That's not very good. It's an 11.
It's
not
an 11.
terrible.
It's not
Not
terrible.
great. It's not terrible.
It's enough that Rye, as you wake up and get started on your day, you know today is the day. You are very aware of this, seeing as Lynn was probably squeaking a lot last night in excitement over this day. And as you've woken up and you get on, you do notice that the walls are the brightest gold you have ever seen them. There is actually a slight sparkle to them. There are streamers starting to form on the walls in reds and blues and greens and oranges. And there is Lynn just bustling about, the smell of lots of different things being cooked and plated and ready. And Lynn is also a very bright orangey gold herself.
Morning, Mum.
Morning, little picnic! And as she comes out today, she is wearing a different outfit to normal.
Ooh.
Oh, that's cute. I love it.
She's trying. She is trying out new outfits, and she's got a skirt, and it is the best experience of her life because, yes, she does keep on just randomly spinning in it because she loves this thing.
Twishy.
This was made by her uncle, and she adores it. It is fantastic. It has pockets.
Nice.
Rai's gonna give it a little clap. You look great.
Thank you, kiddo. All right. So, is there anything you need to do today? I mean, I know you didn't want to wear anything fancy, but is there... Let's see. I've got the food ready. I've got vegetables. I've got vegetarian food. I've got normal food. I've got an abundance of chili. I might have gone overboard with the chili. It's fine. We can just send it to people afterwards.
Leftovers are good like that.
Indeed they are. Alright. And let's see. Gone through everything. We've got certain magic in place. We've got different people outside, just making sure everything's okay. You've got the axe by the door. You got your spell focus on you?
Yep.
Alright. And let's see. Alright. We're not going outside today for multiple reasons because we're not letting anything Peckin go wrong. But, sweetheart, we got everything together? Peckin, fantastic. You are a wonderful sweetheart and we love you. Alright. Oh, also, Rai? Make sure you have a couple of shinies on hand. We're gonna have to give them to people. You're Peckin know why.
I do know why. Don't worry. I got it covered.
You are a saint and I adore you. Alright. Back to the kitchen! And Lynn does just go off. And as she does so, Rai, would you mind rolling me a strength save?
Oh, Jesus.
Just the kid's a stick. Why would you do this?
12's not
Decent,
bad.
actually.
Yes.
12 is okay. 12 is okay. We can deal with 12.
Rai, you do notice, because of your perception, there is, as Lynn goes in, it's not the smell of burning, but it is the warmth of a kitchen that is getting excited, and so Lynn just looks in there, goes, oh no, the food's at stake, and goes, sweetheart, Rai needs a hug! And Rai...
Jesus Christ, Lynn.
Just like a child.
And Rai, you are swept off your feet. You are swept off your feet in a wonderful, warm, hummed hug, and Lynn, standing in the doorway of the kitchen, just salutes you, just, I'm sorry, my son.
Nos mortuary taste salutamus.
And she just dives in the kitchen.
Oh, that's fantastic. Rai's just gonna laugh at it. That's just ridiculous. Morning, Nettle.
Morning. And yeah, you're probably not going to be put down for a little while. In fact, hey, Rai, roll me Arcana on that real quick. Let's see if you
Yeah, right.
And I will give you advantage seeing as this is Nettle.
Ooh.
You know your house. Okay,
I'm gonna go with the 15.
We're gonna go with that 15 because it meets it. Rai? This is, like, you know Nettle. You know, well, Network Sweetheart Nettle is your house and your sibling. This is the strongest you have ever felt them before. Like, something about today, something about, there's been a build-up over time, and you can recall over time that when you've brushed against the wall, even for a second, the wall has glowed a little brighter, which it used to only do on when you had sustained contact. So something about today has got Nettle and Lynn running at full capacity, in essence. And yeah,
Hey, Nettle, are you allowed to tell me what's going on yet?
One moment, and you are just ever so slightly dropped, and then there is all of a sudden the clatter in the kitchen of Lynn going, oh, Peck, sweetheart, no! Yes, you can pick it. Put me Peckin down. I'm holding a pie. And there is a bit more of a clatter. I'm just going to roll. The pie is intact. The pie is safe.
Hey!
Hey!
But yes, and there is just a bit, there is hummed noises from the kitchen, which you get is a very fast, rapid-fire conversation of, can I tell him, can I tell him, can I tell him, can I tell him? Until eventually Lynn just goes, okay, yes. Now get out the kitchen.
I love the concept of you telling her to get out of the kitchen when she's in the kitchen. Lucas. Just so funny. Sorry, carry on.
Oh, frantic typing. Oh, our DM's died.
Oh no.
Oh. Revive DM.
Pro tip, don't drink water.
Funny.
Good job.
I am alive. I am alive. Off to a great start, folks.
Thank God.
But yes, Sweetheart does come back and you are picked up again. I'm sorry, Rai.
He's
And
cool.
it's just, there is...
He's lounging.
Yep. Because, Sweetheart just got a 19 on picking you back up, so no.
Yeah, fair enough.
And as you get picked up, it is just happy, it is warm, the walls are vibrating with how much Sweetheart is humming as she just yells, Bonding Day! At the top of her lungs.
I was going to take a moment to process that and go, I just thought that happened when you were born.
Oh, yes,
Did it happen after
No.
or before?
Different bonding, special bonding. 11th bonding today. Yee! And I don't think Sweetheart can understand that, hey, you gotta give more context, kiddo. Because she's just... Because no, she is now
Yeah,
just...
Ryan's very confused. He's like, wait, hang on. You're turning 13 next month. What is it, 11? Nope, I don't get it. And he's just going to think about it and then resign himself to not understanding and hope that Lynn will explain it later.
Yes, and Rai, to keep you occupied and also because Lynn realises, hey, kitchen, please, I don't want the chili to burn, you are going to be given Sweetheart duty for the morning or most of the day until it's late afternoon.
Yeah, that's fair.
Whoa,
He's cool with
never
that.
be upon you.
Yeah, basically. But no, he's cool with that. He will deploy all of his tactics to distracting network.
And he will note that she hasn't gone into her ambulata form, even though she has been saving it up for today. You get the feeling she's going to use it later on when people are actually here.
That makes sense.
But she is incredibly excited. And also, you can tell there's a slight air of mischievousness. She's going to do stuff before she goes into her ambulata form. You just know it.
Rai has a suspicion, but he's not going to say anything. He's like, you can have your mischief. That's fine.
But the house is set up. There is a low table put on the really plush carpet downstairs. The big old desk and the wonderful chair that Lynn has is shoved up close to the window. And yes, it is a low table so that everyone can sit at it. There was the original idea of everyone being in the kitchen, but you know, upstairs it's short upstairs. The big table might have been chucked out a window as Lynn went, wait, we can do a picnic instead!
God.
But eventually, everything gets ready, all the food is prepped, the streamers are up, the network is calm enough, maybe. It's like having it's a toddler on a sugar rush. I mean, she's technically going to be turning 13 next month. She is also still baby by Genius Loci standards.
I'm just thinking of art on sugar. I'm like, oh
Yeah.
no.
Yes,
Oh no.
Now imagine that as a sentient house.
Ah.
Yes.
Wow.
There is shiny rearrangement, there is streamers, there is shenanigans. That you were given a lot of hugs, right? You have to keep on doing your waistcoat and setting it properly every 10 minutes because you will just get scooped.
He's probably just taken it off and just sort of put it near the door so that when she stops paying attention to him, he can put it back on. So he's just shirtless for the minute.
He's naked.
No, he's got pants. He's got pants now, so he's decent.
Indeed. And now our tomfoolery has certainly gone on long enough. It is time to introduce the rest of our cast, and we'll go bottom to top on this one of people entering, if that's how you'd like it. So, Liz, how's Bo and Tiffy doing on this fine day as they make their way to this place?
They're doing fine. Once again, riding via Shadow Horse down the streets of Toontown, weaving through traffic. Is the blue DPA and the orange child DPA. They don't know. It's vague. Tiffy tried to open up her invitation to see if there was a secret message inside. There wasn't. But hey, invitation to come to the the stagehand place is it's always a fun time.
Yeah.
Minus the last time. Don't worry about the last time we had a party afterwards.
Indeed. Tiffy would have noticed
Well,
one
you
thing.
get to the door before the shit hits the fan, hey?
Yes. We're gonna make it inside this time. We're gonna make it inside. Also, there is one. Tiffy would have noticed one thing. The invitation it smells of chili.
Ah, excellent.
There's-
Time to eat.
Yes, there is not a hint of coffee or any of those smells. There is just this, because yes, this house now just smells of chili all the time. It's great.
Much better.
Yeah,
Indeed.
very much better.
As,
But yes. Oh, go.
as you're going along, would you mind rolling me a perception check? And I believe does Bo have advantage on that, or does she have proficiency?
She has proficiency, not advantage.
But you can roll that as you're just getting closer to the stagehand's requiem.
Okay. Should I roll for both of them?
Yeah, because it is something they would both see, especially as, dear God, your child is astute.
Oh, nice roll. Okay. And I just get Tiffy's. Just double check. Yeah, that sure is still that. So Bo got a 19 and Tiffy got a 29.
Nice.
That is
Yeah.
nat 20.
Nat 20.
All right, I can give you both this. This is fantastic. All right. Bo, Tiffy, perhaps because of what happened last time, you're keeping a bit more aware of your surroundings as you're going along.
Mm-hmm.
But as you go, as the closer you get to the stagehand's requiem, you do just notice people. Just like there are random people just sitting on rooftops or just walking along the streets, and perhaps in any other circumstance that'd just be people. But because of the sun is out and shining and it's a wonderful clear day, you do see that some of these people have a small pin on a lapel or on a dress shirt or in their hat, a little golden star.
Oh, okay. Okay.
And one of them, as like Tiffy is just looking around with a nat 20, there is a terrier on one roof in a full-on butler's outfit. You're not sure how he got up there.
I know how he got up there.
It's just he's just there, and he does see you just looking at him, and he gives you a big old wave.
Tiffy gives like an enthusiastic wave back. Bo gives like a very cautious wave back, and she's trying to put pieces together. Can she do like a history check to know?
Yeah.
Is she?
Yes, she can do a
Yes.
history check if she likes.
Okay, that is a 9.
Bo, you got no pecking clue. This is just a random terrier in a butler outfit on a roof.
Excellent. Cool.
To our wonderful, wonderful audience, that is someone that Whis knows called Jeeves. And as of the other people, these are all members of Lynn's network. They're just like milling around. They're probably gonna disappear as the day goes on, but people know that Lynn's paranoid. They're just trying to make sure everything goes well. They're not gonna let anything like what happened on Rai's birthday happen.
Nice. Excellent. Well, Bo does not know that, so she is going to regard these this strange group of people wearing pins. No real mind, but she will be cautious and head to the door with Tiffy in tow, and give a knock
All right.
cautiously.
Okay, Bo, the second your hand, your knuckles brush the door, and the business card in your hammer space, I believe, would be the place you'd keep it. And the same for Tiffy. They just suddenly feel warm, and the door just opens.
Do they fall in?
Well, you can fall in if you like, however, I think you know what you should do instead of strength save, Mother Pecker.
You're making the wizard do a strength save.
And Rai, from indoors, you just suddenly see a light green and an orange thread on the wall start glowing. You know 2 people have suddenly arrived.
Hey, that's pretty good, Bo.
Here.
Right?
Dang.
Well, I need to roll for Tiffy, and she's not as strong as her mom, so
Damn!
Apparently she is.
Yeah.
Exactly as strong as.
Yeah, that's 2 17s, folks. That is great news. And Bo, Tiffy, you do just slightly fall in, but instead of falling flat on your face, there is just the warm breeze that rushes at you, and it pulls you into a tornado, but you don't fully go off the ground. It's like tips your toes. Like, if Tiffy wanted to, she could jump and she would be airborne, but she wouldn't be, like, sailing all around the place.
oh god, but no, Tiffy jumps and her little ponytail like twirls into a little like propeller, and she floats for a bit.
Oh, God.
Tiffy, my beloved.
Okay, Tiffy, you're not being put down. It's when Bo says it's time to come down, you can come down. Right now, there is just happy, warm, excited humming and a child who is airborne, and yeah, Network is just going to take you on a spin.
I think Bo is kind of like surprised for a second, but puts pieces together and just lets Tiffy play for a bit because they probably had a fun time at the party. So she's relaxed for this moment.
Aww.
So while Tiffy is like letting out I don't know, what would she let out? Probably like a very like an ice cream truck sort of like melody as she flies around with Nettle Network. But probably would she see Rai?
That depends.
He would have to come bounding in from the other room, which he would do, because there are people here now. So he's going to go and find his coat where he put it down. And so he is just going to run over. Hi, Miss Bo. Hi, Tiffy. Welcome.
Hi, Rai. And Tiffy just lets out a very wonderful, like, just a very sharp wind noise as she sees Rai.
Come in. Mom's still upstairs. Mom.
I'm on my pecking way! And there is just the tum 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 tum. There is a gold blur upstairs. You can see it because from the foyer you can see upstairs to the mezzanine, and there is just a thump 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 out the door like a shot. Whoom! And Lynn is just jumping off the banister again.
Nice.
And she does a little roll, and she is now on the right level. Hair in an upbraid, purple dress and everything just there, and she just stands up in a acrobatics like jump and goes, "Good afternoon, picnics!"
Good afternoon, Lynn. You look wonderful.
Thank you, Bo.
Tiffy takes out a little 10 out of 10 sign from the jump.
Alright.
I love Tiffy so much.
Alright.
My fucking beloved.
Okay, Lynn sees that, and you can tell Lynn doesn't necessarily blush, she pom-poms, and you do just see her all of a sudden just slap her hands to her arms to stop all her fur fluffing up.
Excellent.
But come on in, alright, the others will be here shortly, but please make yourself at home, try and, well, you're gonna get tornadoed, I apologise. Sugar Rush child, you know how they are.
Yeah. Bo will take herself out.
And as this happens, hey Teal, where are you at?
So Teal's coming to. So Teal is definitely going to stroll down Toontown because he's been there a couple of times now. So he knows exactly where to go. He's coming from the teleportation station once again because he isn't quite living in Toontown. And as he approaches, he's just again hoping for a good time because yeah, like. There has been occasions he had the opportunity to go to network and nothing bad happened once, but also he's just like, okay, this time we're just going to have a good time and nothing bad will happen. Just
Nothing bad'll happen.
Teal, I love your optimism.
I respect it.
yeah.
Alright. And also, unlike with like Bo and Tiffy and Jacques and Asclepius, Lynn doesn't know where Teal lives, and so I will just say she did just stake out the biggest place that was selling diamonds or something, a big event, and she just gave you your she gave you your invitation in person just by being there at the right time because she knew you'd turn up, you mother picker.
Like, okay, so in that case, when she does show up and Teal does notice her, because of course he's here, he will just give a sigh like, am I really that predictable?
Yes. Yes, you're picking her. Yes, you're picking her. But Teal, you can also roll the perception and history that Bo did earlier, if you like, as you're making your way.
All right. Well, we'll see with the perception first, because
Yes.
again, let's not get ahead of ourselves.
Yeah, let's. Fair point. Fair point. Hey, that's a 23.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, this.
Yeah, you notice all these people as well. Teal, there are quite a few people as you're going along who do just. Some of them do actually look at you, and there is a nod.
Okay, Teal is very uncomfortable with that because he is not keen on being recognized, especially in Toontown. So he will not politely back as to not raise suspicion because it's not like, oh, you're nodding at me now, I'm going to walk faster now, as if ignoring you, because that's even more suspicious. So he's keeping up appearances, but inside he's like, who are those people? Because if anything, especially considering the job that he's doing, he does not like to be in a place where there is a lot of people with coordinated outfits that know who he is, or at least have some semblance of awareness of who he is.
Mm-hmm. I will say, all
So-
of these people are wearing different outfits. They're from all different walks of life. But yeah,
Yeah,
roll
I'm-
history.
True, but I meant with the pin, because
Ah, yes, fair point. Oh god,
I-
they look like a gang. Oh god, Lynn, what have you done, you idiot?
they absolutely do, and he's...
Lynn's created a mob. Oh
Daytime
god,
Master is in the place.
Lynn, when she made
Forget
this
to kneel
idea.
and kiss the ring.
Okay, God.
Okay,
Okay,
that's
watch as Teal uses all his eye roll right now
yes, that is a 22. Teal,
for the history.
yeah, Teal, you are nervous at first, but you've been around Lynn's place before. You've seen the Wall of Love. At first, it does very much ping in the, oh god, who are these people? But
Mm-hmm.
then after, you do see a few faces, and it does start to click that, hey, these are people you've seen on that wall. These are people that Lynn knows. These are her informant network. That pin is a way of recognizing, oh, hey, we're on the same side. Please don't punch me in the face if I meet you in an alleyway.
So he will be thinking to himself, what is this? A business meeting?
But they do just mill around in the crowd. They're not exactly clustered together as you go along, but it is kind of patrol-like in a sense, although incredibly informal. Like, these guys have not been given formal training. They're just very good, helpful people.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely. But again, for him, he's like, okay, those are people that Lynn knows, and they're all within the same part of town, and he's just like, what is this?
What is this
He's not
sorcery?
like, yeah.
Why have I been invited to?
But eventually you do come to the Stagehand's Requiem, the windows shining with bright gold light. And how do you approach, by any chance? Do you just go to the door?
Yeah, he goes to the door.
Ah, I see. No windows for you today. Well,
No.
Teal, there is you approach, the wonderful warm feeling of a business card. You know what happens next, Mother Pecker.
Okay,
Make this
strength
save.
save. Yeah. There we go.
Hey, that's an 8.
There we go.
Alright. Teal, our beloved.
Bye, Tia. We'll see you in 5 minutes.
Okay, so tell me, Teal, how do you intend to come in?
I mean, just like through a door. So he's just playing. He will knock because even though he knows that he's expected, he's like, okay, let's knock first to make sure that people inside are ready and I'm not disturbing them while they're still preparing. So he just knocks with the intent of entering through a normal door.
A normal door, you say? Inside, right, you can see on the wall of love, because you guys are in the den, that the teal yarn thread does glow. The door whips open. Teal, I'm sorry. If you wanted a normal entrance, you should not have come to this place. You are just picked up. You are a scooped cat. A la Lion
Teal's
King.
here.
Just have a yelp.
Cat yowl.
Yeah.
Oh, there he goes. Hi, Picnic! He's not coming down, is he? No, he's not coming down. Okay. Does anyone have a ladder?
Looks like I have the high ground even more than usual today.
Hey!
You've got the upper hand.
There is a very pleased giggled hum from Network. And yeah, hey Teal, you can see the floor above. This is a great view. If you weren't, in a tornado.
Details.
Yes. But there is just, after 2 minutes, yeah, sorry, Network's excited. You are just gently put further to the ground. You're probably just slightly levitating. It probably looks incredibly dramatic. Lynn is not holding. In fact, actually, I'm going to roll. Nope, that is a terrible deception on her front. That was an 11 from Lynn. She is just cackling.
Rye's just gonna pour a drink and then just go over and just hold it up as high as he can.
God. Teal will try to reach for the drink and also try to pretend that he totally intended on doing this.
Tiffy floats past on her own little gust of wind, just flying about.
Yes. It's Rye, you've never seen Network manage to do 2 people at once. She's doing it amazing today. They are both still held up. And as
Dang, that's cool.
And as this happens, I think we should introduce our last 2 people, shouldn't we? So, hey, how are our last 2 people? Do they need to be let in, or shouldn't does Lynn need to go to one of her doors and open it for them?
It's muted.
Oh no, RJ, you're
Lost
muted,
RJ.
my love. Oh no, did we kill you? Oh god, we killed RJ.
No, I'm here. Discord just put it
hooray.
for me. Yeah, Asclepius and Jacques, by this point, rather familiar with Network and Network's tendencies, have elected to, rather than just go straight into the building, use the keys to go through the door to outside the building. And Asclepius just kind of pats the wall on the outside and goes, please don't sweep us off our feet. It might not end best.
The wall kind of vibrates under your hand, and there is the... And from inside, Rai, you don't know what's happening outside, but there's all of a sudden Network just, talking. She just goes, maybe.
Yeah. Figured.
Maybe what? Maybe what?
Guess time! And the door does just open. You don't even have to touch it. It just opens, very fancy. I would like you to make a strength save, but it won't be as big as the others for multiple reasons.
Well...
Sure. Okay.
So, we've got Asclepius. And
Alright.
we've got Jacques.
Mm-hmm.
Hey!
Fucking, never mind. You know what it is.
Yeah.
Natural 20, baby. Jacques is
Natural
fine.
20.
Dang.
Alright. The door opens and you guys are ushered in, or it is a gentle nudge. In fact, it's kind of strange that Network's able to reach out to just gently pull you in. Because, as I've said, this is a breeze. That is pretty decent skill for her to be able to weave outside and in. But you are, Asclepius, you are ever so slightly picked up, just, onto the balls of your feet. Just very warm. Jacques, it's like a hug. It's thankfully not enough to pull you off your feet. You know what you're dealing with. This is a child. This is a chaotic child. You've got this handled.
Yeah.
You are the height of regalness.
He does everything
right,
with grace.
He does everything with
He is
grace.
beauty, he is grace. He will kick you in the face.
Because he's taller than everybody else.
Look at this party. You can kick most of them in the face just by doing a big steppy. But there is the last two threads of the wall of love that people are expecting today do just start glowing, of the bright orange and a bright purple. And Lynn turns from where she is just cackling watching Teal and Tiffy, and she just turns to you both and goes, and the last picnics. Hi, both of ya.
Hello, my dear. You look wonderful.
Thank you, Peckin kindly. Oh, but come on in. All right, we got tables all set. Question. Jacques, do you need anything we can get a chair? Network has been working on manipulating chairs. And beanbags. Dear Lord.
Well, it has been a while since I've ever sat on a beanbag.
She's been experimenting. And there is just kind of a ominous look at a cupboard. And there is just a very pleased hum from Network as Lynn just stares at it in just, my child, what have you done? But she does just as this is going on. Okay, yeah, Liz, that is hilarious.
I want to see the fucked up beanbags.
Fucked up beanbags. Stop repressing the fucked up beanbags from the public.
But there is just Lynn just at the all of a sudden just thinking, you know what, it's one of Sweetheart's special days. Peckin, why not? She just gives a nod and there is an excited as all of a sudden the wardrobe does open and these beanbags do just tumble out. I'm not gonna lie, it's, you know when a child goes, yes, I want to do arts and crafts.
Mm-hmm.
They are neon. They are bright. Some of them are made of sparkly fabric. You're not sure where Network got them from. You think one of them might have been someone's coat once.
God.
They look as though they're going to be soft. At the same time, they are very much this child has put in effort and they love it. At the same time, sweetheart, where did you get all that fabric? Oh God, that looks expensive.
Fantastic Network, my beloved.
2,000 gold's fucking beanbag.
God.
Do not leave your stuff unattended in this building. But the beanbags do just get... You want to say they get rolled. Like, there's no one actually doing it, but they just get rolled towards the low table. And there is just Lynn just face-palming in the background going, I have endorsed this. I have endorsed my child. But there's...
Oh, Rai's impressed.
Yeah, but there's just Lynn going, okay, I think that's as chaotic as we're gonna get, hopefully. Alright? And she does just lean her head out the door. For a second, she just walks past you guys and goes, alright, we're good. Thank you, Jeeves. And she shuts the door behind her. And she just goes, come on in, sit down. I'll get the first course down. First course. We have courses. I've been picking fancy. And she is walking up the stairs as she says that.
Asclepius just goes, ooh, horses.
Oh, also, Rai, you do get a yell downstairs of Lynn in network speech going, Rai of mine, shinies on offering table, please.
Right. Rai's going to go over to the offering table. He's just going to pull out of his coat, like, sparkly animus baubles and little shiny stones, and he's just going to make a very neat little pile on this miniature version of Lynn's desk that's on the other side of the room. He's just going to very carefully, one by one, put these shiny things down. Here you go, network. There you go.
Shinies! And there is a very loud, like, you guys can't understand network, but you just get childlike glee. And yeah, you get the feeling that your stuff is going to be left alone because now she has new toys.
Okay.
Nice.
Otherwise, people's stuff might have been slightly in danger. There would have been a staff going missing at one point, bless.
After Rai's done that, he's going to go ahead and make sure that everyone has a drink and that everyone's comfy. He's not technically working at this event, in quotes, but, you know, he lives here. He's a host too.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Rai, roll me in fact, everyone roll me perception if you like. I have to.
Fear. Rai.
Oh, well, that's not too bad. Okay.
I just have to roll a thing myself real quick. Let's see. Now, what is your modifier for this? You have absolutely no modifier on this whatsoever. Bless you, kiddo.
I know about you.
Alright. Okay. Bo and yeah, Rai, you don't notice it. But the rest of you probably do because you're sitting down and you're just like following Rai on this. Next to the offering table, there is a little wooden doll. And as Rai started like setting out all the drinks and stuff, it glows gold. And there is now a little monkey that some of you do actually recognise. 1 foot tall, little pink tutu and pink stagehand's jacket. And it just gets up, gives a little shake, looks at Rai doing all of this stuff and goes, ah yes, I shall help too. And so just tailing behind him with a cup in her hand is just like, she picks it up from the offering table and she's just carrying a little cup around, just putting it on the table. And then going, oh wait, next person needs it, picks up the cup again, runs behind Rai, puts it on the next person's plate. She doesn't quite get that everyone needs a glass and that they already have a glass. She's just very much on the, this is what you do, this is what you do. Yes, 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 yes.
Network my fucking beloved.
Nettle, you're so freaking cute. Can Rai notice that after a little while?
Yes, because there is just like this little humming, giggling small child just in your shadow, in essence. The shadow has a shadow.
Oh, well, he hadn't gotten around to putting anything in Network's cup, so he's gonna, when he does notice, he's gonna stop, turn around, and then just sort of reach down and hold her cup still with a pour cordial in it, and then like let go. There you go, Nettle, and then give her a little pat on the head.
Thank you, brother of mine. And she just, like, toddles off to the table. Like, I think she'd sit next to Tiffy, just because that is fellow child.
Yes. Tiffy was very excited to see Nettle appear in the form again, and she was making little quiet doot, 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 whenever Nettle put a cup on the table.
And Nettle does just look at you. There's just network sweetheart Nettle just beaming at you, and she makes the noise back. It's just like doot doot.
Oh God!
I think that's going to keep both of them occupied for a good couple of minutes.
Rolia, it's real.
All the older twos look at each other. This is our life now.
Yeah,
Two little
well-
kids just tooting each other.
You two children. God. I will say though, at some point, Bo would turn to Asclepius and Jacques and say, I don't believe I've been formally introduced to you two, though I have heard some things about you. My name is Bo. I am the caretaker of Tiffy.
Pleasure to meet you, my dear. My name is Jacques, and he'll hold out a hand. You'd shake.
Yeah, and she will shake. Grown up shit.
And this is my dear husband, Asclepius. Hi. And he'll also hold a hand out for you to shake.
She will do the same. Pleasure to meet you both.
And you as well, my dear.
End of conversation. She cannot hold a conversation.
Is valid.
Jacques, an eloquent bard, could speak for England. RJ, his player, could not.
Oh, bless.
Ryan might pipe up then. You look between them and go, oh, that's right. When we were at your place last, Ms. Dala was with Tiffy, I think.
That is correct. Dala runs the care home that Tiffy currently resides in, and I was unfortunately busy to attend the last party.
Understand. We all have our responsibilities taken.
Nods.
And I think Nettle does actually look up from what she was doing with the tooting and goes, ah, yes. Partners of Bo. Very nice. Very good. We like. Toot. And she just goes back to what she was doing before, just tooting at Tiffy.
Just Bo looks into the sort of middle distance, like, what?
No, this child will not clarify. This is a child.
She was right.
There's not even like a moment's hesitation. Jacques and Scappy just like, polyamory, nice.
Yes, we've brought another
you just-
two into it.
You see a flick. She learned this from her good friend. She just see if you look carefully, you see the Windows blue screen like clipped over her blue coloring.
And I think before Bo can ever debunk this, because we're not letting that happen, we're chaotic gremlins, there is just from upstairs, I've got pies! Little pies! They're pilots! Tartlets? They're food! And no, she does not jump downstairs for this, because she's holding a tray of pies. And you do just see Lynn come back downstairs, absolutely beaming. Tail at basically a squiggle as she puts it in the middle of the table. And, hey Jacques, would you mind rolling me a perception real quick?
Jacques, specifically?
Yes,
Okay.
Jacques specifically.
Just modifier, that's not too bad. 16?
Yep. You do notice the way Lynn angles the plate, the platter, that there are ones with little stars on the top that she kind of angles towards you more than the others. And like most of them you can see, there are some that are vegetarian options, some that are just like fully cheese. That's just cheese. But there are those like 3 or 4 that are just slightly different.
He's gonna take one of those and take a bite. He's curious now.
Yeah. Okay. Jacques, there are many recipes out there in the world, and you're one of the people who likes your meat bloody. This is like a blood sausage pie. They are great, they taste amazing. You're not quite sure how Lynn got a recipe for this. She might have found a magic cow. You're not entirely sure. There was probably a conspiracy board that went into finding this stuff.
That's just how Lynn processes everything. Is like, right, board on the wall, let's go.
Yes.
All right, I gave him advantage on this because he is, graceful and shit. That didn't change anything. That's a 10 to just casually finesse the rest of those onto his plate.
It's like, mine, and mine. Thank you.
But
No emotion.
I kid you, when I made these, it was like, she got a 19 on the roll, and because she has like a +5 or 6 on performance, these are the best! She probably went through and tried a lot of different things to get these so good, because she loves her family.
As she should.
And yeah, no, she fully sees you do that, and there is just the knowing grin. She doesn't say anything, but she's like, yes, spooky grandparent likes my food. I'm getting an A star in food stuff.
Which is something normal that everyone should try and achieve.
Yes! Seeing as culinary school is a thing, yes!
God.
Oh, bless.
But there are all the different other types of pie. And you all kind of see Lynn, like, look at something under the table real quick, just like a little notebook or something, and then she's just back up and just like, yes, this is how you do stuff. But how's everyone been? I mean, I'll admit, not all of us have sat down at a table before, and actually, I don't think any of us have all sat down most of us have sat down at a table, not all together, and very different circumstances. Peckin fantastic. How are we all doing? and then there is just this pause. I think there's a pause, and Lynn just goes, as you might be able to tell, I'm not good at small talk.
She's trying. We're all trying here.
Asclepius does speak up and go, Halloween Town's doing fairly well. We've had a small spate in random petty thefts, but Ava's on it, and she's fairly confident that she'll have the reason sorted out by the end of the week.
Ah, that's good to hear. Everyone likes Ava. She's peckin' fantastic. You haven't met her yet? You'll like her. She's a lycan. And she's peckin' fast.
This Bo has met Ava. She was here for my birthday.
Peckin' fantastic. I'm an idiot. I am an idiot. And Lynn just Lynn does just realise this, and she just goes, okay, admittedly, I have not had my morning tea. I'm a peckin' idiot. I love all of you.
Rye's just gonna slide a teacup towards Lynn.
She just takes.
Asclepius does perk up at that and quickly reaches into a pocket, pulls out a small bag, and holds it out for you to take.
There is a grabby hand.
This is my most recent harvest. It's a jasmine tea with a little bit of an extra kick.
Peckin' fantastic. I love ya. And she does just make grabby hands over the table for it.
You'll pass it along.
Just
We've had some great reception for that tea, Asclepius. It's been really good. And Rye just has this grin. He's just like, has this of, we caused chaos, it was good.
That does get a laugh from both of the speaker grandparents.
Lynn's now fully grinning, and she just goes, I have never heard old Toot, my dear, dear uncle, make that foghorn noise that loud. It was peckin' great. But Lynn just grins, and then after a bit more chatting and stuff, like, she will just excuse herself again just to rush upstairs, because she's got second course. She's got more food. She's doing this.
You sure you don't want some help?
I can do it!
Okay.
And yes, genuinely, I just rolled to see how well Lynn does on this next bit. And yeah, she got a nat 20. No, she's got this handled.
Nice. It should be noted, Jacques is just keeping an eye socket on her and where she's going, and will, if need be, send out an unseen servant to assist.
But she comes down, and yeah, she does it with minor style. She's not wearing her hat. In fact, that is something you guys can note of. Yeah, there is no hat. She's just got her hair in a braid and a braided updo. Wonder why she chose a braided updo. Who knows? But she does just come down, and there is a pot of chili like balanced on her head, and this like, you know how it's not a beef Wellington, it's a beetroot Wellington, because yes, she has figured out there is vegetarian food. Chili isn't always vegetarian. Her family doesn't know how to make a vegetarian chili, so she made something else instead. And the next course is just plated very carefully on the table, and Nettle does, like, this tiny child does reach over to help, like, scoop the stuff out.
Nettle, my fucking beloved.
Yes, just this ladle that is about her size, as she just...
Oh, God.
as she just scoop, dish, pass, scoop, dish, pass, and there is just Lynn passing out the beetroot Wellington round the other side of the table.
Thank you.
Yes. Oh my goodness.
And yeah, Nettle does get a ruffle over the top of her head for all of this, and she is just glowing.
Fucking whole Nettle's so soft. I will say in this probably second pass of conversation, Bo remembers and then speaks up, says, Lynn, I did meet one of your I ran across somebody who knew you, Craigery, I believe.
Oh, that picnic! Yeah. Lynn just, full on beams. There is a string on the wall of love that just starts glowing, and she goes, yeah, we know that picnic. Jello picnic. He's peckin' fantastic. Did you get along? Please tell me there wasn't a wizard duel that I didn't know about. Please, I cannot deal with a wizard duel. We're already dealing with the wizard guild as it is, those mother pickers.
Wizard guild. No, there wasn't a duel. So, got a shot on him though. Didn't seem like the type.
Yeah. Craigery, he's one of my most recent informants. He's actually something of a friend of mine now. Would actually consider him
Mr.
one of my best
Craigery's
friends.
really nice. He can't really cook, though.
No,
I see.
bless him, but I think he's more of a create giant monstrosities of baking more than he is actually cooking.
And charcoal. He's good at charcoal.
Is that a literal metaphor, or is that just a particularly specific one?
Lynn goes to say something and then just goes, we'll talk about it another day. There is just this, look off into the vague distance from Lynn, and you can kind of tell that she's still wading through that paperwork.
Oh dear. Oh, that's gonna make Rai suddenly start bouncing. And she's like, oh, that reminds me, look what I can do now. And he's gonna stick his hands out and he's just gonna straight up cast prestidigitation to make little fireworks in front of him.
Nice!
Shinies!
I'm a wizard!
You're a wizard, right?
He's still very happy about that, but he's just like, I'm gonna roll his hammer space, hold on. I can't type. Yeah, he's just gonna reach into his coat and pull out his new spell book. He's like, I got a book and everything, see? And he's just gonna hold it out to everybody so he can show off his spell book.
Fantastic.
We are so pickin' proud of him in this household. I mean, seriously! He is so good at casting. You've got to see it one stage. And she is just she reaches over and just ruffles the top of your head, and Rai, it is soft and warm, and your mum is just beaming at you.
Mm.
And I think a bit more of the meal goes on, and then you all kind of do see just Lynn, like, nod to herself as though, yes, this meal is going along well. And the air does just warm just subtly. Of just, even though Network is in her tiny form, the house is still responding to everything that's been happening. And she does just, at, like, the end of this course, she does just put her cutlery down. She just goes, eh. But, well, I suppose you're all wondering why I called you here today, eh?
Mm. Yes.
Well, and she does just kind of, like, stand up. This is a round table, so there isn't really a head of the table. That is kind of intentional on her part. She just does stand up, and she is fiddling with one of her cups, and she goes, well, special events normally have a toast, a speech. I'll keep it short, don't worry. But... And you can kind of tell this is something that Lynn's had her note cards for. But she doesn't pull them out. She goes, today's something of a special occasion here at the Stagehand's Requiem between me and Sweetheart. It's, bonding day. The anniversary of, me and Sweetheart had been around for a year, but I hadn't really thought of reaching out before. Today's the day when I put my first actual sketch on the wall of love. The day where I started the path that I'm on today of creating my network of connections, of becoming the best detective I am today, and the path that led me to where I am now. And she does kind of just, like, shrug with one shoulder and she goes, I'll admit, the 10th anniversary, me and Sweetheart celebrated it alone. I had successfully pushed everyone I knew away to stop them getting hurt, and I'd accepted that. I didn't think I was going to make it to this one, but then, in a few weeks' time, I went to a corn maze. And I met all of you. Admittedly, I was a little pick and misguided on what the corn maze was actually about. But that day, that time with you all, that spun my world on its head and my life in an entirely different direction. And she's looking at all of you, looking around this table to see all of your faces, and she goes, because I met some of the strongest connections I have ever had the honor of finding. I found all of you, and you didn't let me stay the way I was. Through you all, I found kindness and compassion, dedication and hope, and she looks at you, Rai, and she goes, and love. And I am so grateful for that. I spent last year alone, but now I am as hale as hearty as can be. Sweetheart is the strongest I have ever seen her. We have a rainbow of threads, and it's all thanks to you all. So, and she raises her mug and she goes, here's to connections, here's to the network, and here's to you.
Rai is holding his cup in both hands and he is doing that anime eye wobble cry.
Oh.
Oh my god.
Asclepius and Jacques both raise a cup, and Jacques goes, here, here.
Jill also raises the cup, and it's not the anime cry, but there is a single tear.
dramatic.
There is this very warm, soft breeze that weaves around you all. You can roll Arcana if you like, but it's not something majorly important. But there is just Lynn now beaming at you all.
Oh, but Arcana.
Arcana.
Sure, Arcana modifier. Okay.
I'm gonna like. That's what. Okay. Wait, messed up. Well, the first one's bow anyway.
Bless. There is, let's see.
13, 15 for bow.
Yeah, 13.
Yeah, 15 for bow.
15 is the
13 for
highest.
Okay.
13 for Tiffy, Teal, and Jacques.
Okay.
Then we've got 10 and 7
Yeah.
from Ryan's.
I think 13 is the point where we hit it. Sorry, Asclepius, you don't get this, but there is just... Network puts a hand against the table as that happens, and she does cast something. And it's purify food and drink around your cups. Just... Lynn, and Network knows Lynn and knows how paranoid she gets, and there is a grateful smile towards Network as Lynn takes a sip. We're not having any recreations of stuff. Everyone is looking out for Lynn. There are the informants, there is Sweetheart, people are making sure everything is safe. But the toast goes off without a hitch. Everything is peaceful and calm and happy. And then Lynn goes, okay, toast. And now I think there's always the course that goes down the best. Peckin pie! And she doesn't get up from the table at this one. She just kind of stand there, and there is a look of concentration as she does this movement with her hands, mutters something under her breath, and there's a jangle of something upstairs.
Oh, God.
Wait.
I know what this is.
And Lynn
This is
just...
what I think this is.
And Lynn just, like, puts one foot on the beanbag, because no, we haven't got chairs. And she just hold it so she's able to do the adventure pose. And she goes, I've got spells now, mother peckers! And... and down the stairs, there is the, like... It's invisible, but there is now a floating pie coming downstairs as Lynn casts Unseen Servant.
No, I have to post something now. I'm sorry.
Jacques does actually burst out laughing at that.
Bo just quietly watches and Tiffy's just so amazed, like, oh my God.
Lynn is beyond proud of herself. You can probably tell, like... yes. Yes.
For those in the listening audience, Liz just posted a picture of a dude like doing the classic Professor X fingers on the temples pose with a pizza in front of him. There's a slice floating in midair and he's got his mouth open like he's trying to eat it.
But Lynn looks completely and utterly proud and smug. She's got spells now. The air is full of pumpkin spice as well as the scented chili and also fresh pie, apple and cherry, and it's got little stars on the top. She is so proud of it.
Nice.
As she is just there, just very smug going, spells.
Ryan's just clapping.
Asclepius just put a hand proudly on her shoulder.
You do not want to know how many times I had to practice that. But
Doing great.
yeah, the pie is served, and like with the majority of Lynn's food, she does put her heart and soul into it. It is the best pie to finish the nicest meal that she could make. And this does go on for a bit longer, but there is chatting, there is merriment, but it does wind down to a natural end, a calm and joyful event here at the Stagehand's Requiem. As bonding day, there is no problem, there is no crisis, everything is genuinely fine. But eventually it does start winding down and getting a bit late. And Lynn does just, after all the merriment, after the cordial, after everything, she just goes, right, so oh, Peck, we did lose track of time, didn't we? Do you guys want to stay over?
I may need to make a call, but I'm sure that will be fine.
Oh, sure, take all the pecking time you need.
Jacques.
Tiffy's ecstatic. She's so jazzed. She's fired. She's so jazzed.
Rai's gonna grab Tiffy and be like, Rai's gonna grab Tiffy. It's like, we can make a pillow.
Yeah. Just the vest, the boxing bell just rings out of her mouth.
Nettle kind of just looks at that and just goes, oh, I try, and she just tries to recreate the noise that you're making. Just like, Tiffy, you've got
performance check, I think.
Yeah, I'm gonna try. That is an 18!
Nice.
It's
Good effort.
And also, I'm just gonna say here and now that in this family, they don't do anything quietly. I'm sorry. There is just excited child going, I can do that, and then it rings out.
Understandable. Have a nice day.
And there is just Lynn going, oh great, we taught her how to swear and now we taught her different noises. She's gonna, right, we're gonna have to invest in earplugs at night soon.
I think it's fine, Mum.
You don't see her when she gets really sweary. Bless her, I'm trying to teach her out of it. We're gonna have to get a swear jar for shinies.
I've got some left.
This is why I love you. But anyway, Teal, you want to stay over?
I mean, I don't really have anyone to go back to, so sure.
Yeah, do you have anyone you need to contact? In fact, you know what? How about I contact them for you? Just give me your, I don't know, your landline.
I don't have a line, but nice try.
Asclepius just goes very subtle.
What am I rolling for, Rai?
I don't have a landline. Best way to avoid spam calls.
Oh, so you're somewhere that doesn't have a landline. That's useful. Thank you.
It's really not a lot of places outside of Toontown have phones.
God pecking dang it!
Doesn't narrow it down
Nope,
much.
an attempt was made.
And she does just point at Teal, like really dramatic, and go, I'm gonna find out where you peck and live, and then I'm just gonna be in your kitchen at one stage, and you're not gonna know what to do about it.
That's gonna make me roll this at disadvantage. Second. Well, that's a plus 10. That's the wrong number.
I didn't know Rai had that modifier.
No, he doesn't. It's a 16 still, so that's fine.
While this is
No, it's
going,
not.
16 or 16? You want a 16 or a 16?
Yeah, Rai is still holding it together. He's not cracking up in the corner at all.
and in typical Lynn fashion, she entirely misses Rai. She entirely misses all evidence that Rai would know where Teal's house is. But she does just go, and she does just turn to Jacques and Scuff. She goes, I know you guys have your own duties. Also, we don't exactly have, like, I'm pretty sure Bo can fit on the spare bed. I don't think we have something in your size. And there is a thwomp from upstairs, and she goes, sweetheart, that was not an invitation to make a bigger bed.
I think the two of them just exchange a look and have that, like, silent communication born of years of spending time together and getting to know each other. And Jacques just goes, if you'll give us a few minutes to go and get some things, I think we can arrange something.
Alright.
Oh, Mom, can I make breakfast?
Of course you can make peckin' breakfast. This boy makes the best peckin' breakfast. My birthday was 2 days ago. He made me the mother peckin' best breakfast ever. I peckin' loved it.
I look forward to it then.
But, alright, but, okay, now. Okay, we can sort out rooms, we can sort out that sort of stuff. Alright, Rai! And she looks at you and goes, get the pickin' pillows.
Yeah. Nyum.
And he's gone. Alright, now, just so that we can establish stuff off the top of my head, who's staying and who's going? Because we got... Is everyone staying now, or...?
I think everyone's staying.
I think everyone's staying. Jacques and Asclepius do head back to Halloween Town for a little bit. And then the front door opens again, and Ava comes through holding a bed above her head, just casually, and goes, "Where should I put this?"
What the pick? Wow, that's a peckin' bed. And she just kind of point, and she's just like pointing downstairs to her side office, and there's like a thwomp, and she goes, "In there's probably a good idea."
Alright, and then she just heads down there. Comes back a couple minutes later, bedless, and just goes, "Yeah, just give me a bell in the morning, I'll come pick that up." And leaves again.
Still just staring at this bewildered.
Lynn is staring at this bewildered. Lynn did not think that was gonna happen.
Hi, Captain. Bye, Captain.
Bye, Rye.
Gods, we love Ava. Okay. Alright.
The two come back shortly after with a bag of stuff each.
Yeah. Alright. And I think everything starts bustling. Bo, you are fully entitled to have the spare bedroom because, yes, there are children. There are children. It's probably going to get, like, sleepover loud if you like.
Mm.
Tiffy can stay in my room.
Yeah. Yeah. Tiffy's good with that.
You do just see Nettle just making her way slowly up the stairs, just like one step at a time. She's joining in on this.
Nettle.
She's still got a few hours left. She's just fully gonna embrace that.
God, I want a scene where Tiffy is in Rai's room and she has like her cardigan on and she like opens it and she like starts taking out like pillows that she just had in the hammer space. Like choose your weapon. Choose your weapon.
Yes.
God.
Pulls out a pool noodle.
Declaration, it's war! And then his pillow fight noise.
Oh, God. I think...
Oh, I love them so.
I think Lynn does take time. She just, like, ushers you all up to, like, the bedrooms and sorts you all out. And she goes down and fixes everything that was downstairs. Just, like, puts all the plates back away in the kitchen, sorts everything out, puts the table, like, to one side. Yes, she does full-on lift this table up and just balance it against a wall. And she does just... This is the softest you've ever seen Lynn, just completely relaxed. And she does just... I think she does stop by Jacques and Asclepius' bit as just, like, lean against her own door. That's vaguely amusing. She just goes, just wanted to say thanks for coming. It means a lot.
Of course, dear. We wouldn't miss this for the world.
I know your jobs are awfully busy. I mean, Peck, it's like a month till your holiday, right?
Yes.
We'll see if we can stop by for it. That'd be pretty good. I mean, I think Rai deserves a good Halloween. But might be enjoyable.
Of course. You're always welcome to stop by, my dear.
Nah. Also, not to bring down the mood, but, you haven't happened to hear anything from, Grave Hunter, have you?
Roll insight really quick.
Sure. Okay, that is a 16 plus, I think it's a 5 for her.
Alright. Well.
I will say I can roll it at disadvantage because she just fully trusts in Jacques.
No, it's not. You don't have to roll a disadvantage. So Jacques is an eloquence bard, and part of being an eloquence bard is if you make a charisma deception check or persuasion check, you can treat a roll of 9 or lower as a 10.
Mm-hmm.
And Asclepius rolled a natural 20. So, so that's Asclepius, and then Jacques is, where's your deception? 19. So I don't think you get anything from either of them. But they do kind of exchange a look, and Asclepius goes, not yet, but that's not necessarily unusual.
No news is good news. And I'll admit I'm not entirely sure how people like him work, so we'll just have to hope, eh? Alright.
You'll get the job done.
Yeah. And Lynn just kind of nods, and you don't have to roll insight. She is just... You've seen Lynn as a very stressed monkey before, but she puts her faith in this moment, and she does still look soft. Because she's just like, everything is going to turn out fine. And she just nods at you both and goes, alright, we normally have like 7 a.m. wake up in this house. I'll admit it's mainly because you will get tossed out of bed by a very enthusiastic sweetheart, so there's a reason why there's a carpet in this room.
Oh, you don't need to worry about us. We're mostly crepuscular at this point. We'll be up.
Peckin fantastic. Alright, well, I'll leave you two to it because I'm pretty sure I can hear the sounds of war upstairs.
As one of Asclepius' ears does just twitch at that, you can tell he can hear what's going on up there.
I hear what sounds like a like a tank gunfire.
What the heck? Okay. Mom's coming as backup. Your mom is coming as backup, right? Sweetheart, make a hole. And Lynn just turns on her heel, snags like a pillow that's just on the floor, and she's just making her way upstairs now.
Lynn, as soon as you say that, Bo just like kind of just steps out from the from the guest room and slowly pulls out a pillow. It's like you're bringing in reinforcements.
Oh, I peckin' love ya. All right, come on in.
She has a child to defend. This is honor. This is blood now.
Yeah.
Teal, you're going to be the tiebreaker.
Teal,
Yeah,
Teal,
I was
join.
literally about to say Teal is just going to join in for the chaos and join with Nell's side.
Asclepius and Jacques don't join in necessarily, but they do kind of watch in amusement.
But and there's chaos, there's warmth, there is love in this network tonight. And I think this is a good point for us to take a break if you guys would like to, seeing as we are an hour and 20 minutes in. Would we like to take a break right now?
Sure.
Yes, please.
I will admit, this is going to be pretty soon when the rating starts changing. You've all been warned.
Yeah, the entire time you were saying that, all that, she's putting her faith in snow. Just twist the knife deeper, will ya?
Yes, yes, I will.
Uh-huh.
All right, 5-minute break, guys. 5-minute break.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay, now, I'm going to check out the gallery. Oh, pie. How are we all doing in this Chili's tonight?
Whatever.
I am literally, my name in the chat is Unrepentant, and I'm just, in fact, you know what? I'm going to slightly change it so I can be Unrepentant Bastard. As soon as I can remember how to change your goddamn thing.
Right click on yourself, click change nickname.
You are my beloved.
frantic tap typing sounds.
Yeah. Babble's gonna scream at me, I don't mind. But that went well. Lynn's note cards were a success. You have no idea how many times Lynn went through that script. Just like that script for that speech. She made it multiple times, told me to chuck it out, wrote her own one, and then just freelanced this one. Also, yes, you guys did make me choke on my own water earlier. It was fantastic. I love you all.
Suffer, heart emoji.
Yes. I'm glad I got to give everyone a soft and happy time.
Mm-hmm.
I'm very glad.
Mm-hmm. Oh god.
Are you ready for the kind of death you've earned, little man?
This guy ain't little, but yep. Alright, we are almost back at the thing, but we'll just wait until everyone's back because I am not starting without everyone here because I am a good DM and I know how to DM. I'm getting a good grade in this.
Ah, yes,
You are a
have
good
achieved
DM.
A good grade in DM, which is something both normal to want and to be able to achieve.
Yes. I will also say I hold all of these characters so soft. They are all my beloved. I adore them all.
Foster, it's hilarious you should say that, because I've literally had this in a notepad document ready to send.
Great mind fix like.
For our audience, if I had a penny for every corn cob game featuring a dinner party that got an hour in before going to shit, I'd have 2 pennies. Which isn't a lot, but it's funny that it happened twice. I mean, Rai's birthday didn't even get an hour in. We didn't even get to food.
We did get to food.
Yeah,
We'd eaten. We didn't get to dessert, but we've gotten to food.
Yes.
Yeah, that's true.
Ah, bless. Ah, bless. But let's see, is that everyone back? I'm looking at people with their mute buttons. We got... Yep, that's everyone. Alright.
Oh, I can send this before because I'm not gonna have enough time to digitalize it. But I doodled. I'll fucking just throw it in Coconut Gallery. I doodled the bow. It's very blurry. I apologize, but she has a vague outfit for this. Because I was like, she would dress up a bit.
Nice.
We love her.
Not too much.
We love her.
Anyway.
Alright. So, are we all back? Are we all ready?
Oh, my beloved. Yes.
Okay. So we've had our party, we've had our merriment and our joy, and eventually things do wind down from the pillow fight. Who won? We don't know. It was just chaos. My wonderful beloved party, it was chaos. But we do get to the sleep stage, and time passes. Significant time passes. It's late at night. It's, let's say, 3 a.m. before anything changes.
That's probably about the time that my two are waking up.
Ah, so, hey, Rai, and I guess Jacques and Asclepius as well, would you mind making me a perception check?
Sure.
Absolutely, I would. Hell yeah.
19! Hello!
Damn. Everyone's perceiving today.
The 26 is Asclepius, the 27 is Jacques.
Okay.
Because I got 17 and a nat 20.
Yeah, alright, Lynn got a nat 20 on that, and so
We are fucking perceiving.
it's downstairs, there's Jacques and Asclepius, as you're waking up, it's strange at first. You're not entirely sure what's quite different. But the air just suddenly seems to have gotten ever so slightly colder. Just minutely. And there is a soft, low hum. And Rai, because you guys are in the bedroom, random question, is Bo in the in Rai's bedroom for the pillow fight and stuff, or did she go back to the spare room?
She went back to her spare room.
Alright, so that's okay, I make a note. But Rai, there is, because you're so close to Lynn, because yeah, Lynn has just kind of slightly curled around you in her sleep, because yes, that's what she do. And you understand network speech. And you get that little bit of cold and a little breeze just brush against Lynn as she comes to very quickly. She goes, and you hear network just go, little in warmth bringer? Strange presence. Twist not right. Feel familiar-ish of ours? Not of ours. Fuzzy sense, not right. Can't see right. Too close. Come see, please. Come see, please. And Lynn just does get up and she goes, alright, it's okay. It's okay, I'm... Front door? Yes. Alright, I'll be right down, okay? And she does just get up very carefully and... Let's see, with a 19, you are awake, but Lynn does just, like, kiss your forehead and go, I'm gonna be right back in a minute, okay, kiddo?
Okay.
That's my boy. Alright, let's see what mother pecker this is. And she does just get up, and I'm gonna roll stealth. Okay?
Oh,
Wow.
God.
Okay, Jesus Christ, that is... Okay, I cannot see her modifier right now, but I don't think it matters seeing as that was a nat 20. So it's just like that's 2 nat 20s in like 2 rolls. That's fantastic. But you do just have Lynn just very carefully, very soft monkey paws just over the others. Just get to that door, open it and close it with no noise. And just the soft thump as she hits the pillow downstairs.
I think by this point, Jacques and Asclepius have gotten up, have gotten dressed into armor because something doesn't feel right in a way they can't really articulate, but with a fucking +11 and +9 to insight respectively, they're picking up on it. And are heading now into the main room.
And Lynn is just at the bridge of the foyer to the den, and she does look back at you both. In that kind of, you've seen her soft, and you do see her just slightly more alert now, as she just holds up her hand, just goes, and she does just sign, stay there a moment. Alright, it's probably nothing, it's probably Jeeves. And she takes another deep breath, and she does just creep towards the door. And there is a little flap that she can just lift at her height, and she does just look out. And there's a long moment of just silence, of her just peering. And you do see her tail, like, twitch. And she does just go, alright, sweetheart, what the pick did you... And she cannot finish that statement as all of a sudden something hits the door. And there is a full-on thud and slight shatter noise. as something just gives. The door is solid oak. It gives way under something.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Asclepius has readied his staff and shield, and Jacques has pulled his sword out of his cane.
Right awake now.
There is a screech from Lynn. And yeah, you guys are probably awake at that point as she darts one way to the door because it's the only way she can go because the doorknob just fully flies off. And it's the wrong side to reach her axe, but she does not care about that in this moment. Just holy shit. And there is another harsh crack against the door and it fully caves in.
God.
Because, yeah, as there is,
That's 20.
yeah, and what comes through, because Lynn's actually slightly out of your eyesight now because there is a difference between each part of the building, and something steps through the door. It's a twisted mess of sketching lines and rippling muscles. A dark red and black. Coarse fur that doesn't look toon-drawn. All constantly shifting, eyes burning bright red and teeth that shift and pull back into a red grin dripping with ink. And I'm going to show a picture to you all now because I'm quite proud of it.
Oh.
What have you done?
And this is... You want to say 8 foot tall. You don't want to know how long back. And there is a black smoke trailing off of it as it grins and screeches. Hey, we found the grave hunter.
Yep. You really fucked my boy up, huh?
Yes, I did. I had fun with this. I originally had one design and then the thing got to be creative. And Jacques and Asclepius, you do see those horns and you know exactly who this is, just intrinsically. And yeah.
Oh boy. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Alright.
Alright.
And I would say roll initiative, but people upstairs. Let's see. In fact, roll me a D3 for, yeah. Because there's one thing that's not going to happen anymore because of a couple of factors, because we have everyone in the building. But there's just... But let's just see. Bo, roll me a D3, and Whis, roll me a D3. Okay, that is a 3. That is a 2. So, alright, Jacques and Asclepius, you guys will be 1. There is... I would say we're going to roll for Lynn, but, well... Lynn's having a moment, so we're just going to leave Lynn to doing what Lynn does. As this thing fully comes into the foyer now. Just gives itself a shake. And what are you two doing? We can roll initiative if you like, but this is probably going to be over pretty quickly, I'm not going to lie.
Asclepius just goes, Jacques, and Jacques just goes, yep. Grave Hunter, I don't know what the hell has happened to you, but stand down now. Roll, I need to fucking, what's your bardic inspiration dice? D8. Okay. Take 7 off your next saving throw, please. And that saving throw is, where the fuck is it? It's a wisdom save.
Alright. We shall check that out. Let's see. Let me just... God damn it, can I find your goddamn sheet, Grave Hunter? I kept you up for...
Now you know! Now you know what it's like to be me!
Yes, I love you! I love you from the bottom of my cold undead heart! Alright, let's see. Alright. Now let's see. 19 plus... Okay. No. 19 plus 4. 23. 23 minus 7. That is, what, 16?
Fails. You are held person. So Asclepius is going to rush forward and slap him in the face with a remove curse.
Oh, joy! It is quick. Hey, Asclepius, would you mind rolling me a spell attack.
Spell attack. Oh boy. Okay. Sure. Yeah.
Just as though you were going to hit.
You'll have to forgive me a moment. My hands are shaking slightly, and I gotta remind myself what paralyze does. Disadvantage. Okay. All right. Okay. Take the higher of these. It's a 23.
Jesus Christ.
Ooh, good.
Okay. I need to roll something on my end. Alright. Hey. Asclepius, you feel your magic stretch out, and you know what remove curse feels like. You know it can bypass basically anything on that front. And you feel a resistance. A dangerous level of resistance, but your magic does still push through, but not quite how you wanted it to, as there is another screech from the Grave Hunter. And they do begin to shift back, but it doesn't feel as though it's quite right, as though they're going to shift back straight away. Something seems to be blocking it.
God. In that case then, he's gonna get the fuck back out of slashing range.
Alright, now let's see. Whole person. That's what Jacques used, right?
Yep, whole person.
Okay. Okay, so that is... Yep, so they can't... Let's see. Paralyzed. What does that do fully? Just remind me again.
So, paralyzed, you automatically fail strength and dex saves. You attack rolls against you have advantage. Any attack that hits you within 5 feet, like if the attack is within 5 feet, then it's a crit. And you're incapacitated and can't move or speak. And if you're incapacitated, it means you can't take actions or reactions.
Mm-hmm. The screech does happen just because it's already got its jaw partially open. You're pretty sure if you hadn't done anything, it was going to take a bite out of you. But they can't do anything right now, so I think we'll move on to the next people, because, dear God, the house is in chaos. Like, you guys know about this place, and it is just, there is a sharp, cold breeze whistling through the place as Network is worked into a frenzy. And it's Bo next. Bo, how you doing?
Ooh, love to wake up to screaming.
Yeah, screaming in this house.
So, first things first, she's going to get out of bed, get on her coat, fucking swing open the door and check on the children.
Fun fact, hey, Bo, could you make me a strength check, please?
I would love to. Strength check for the wizard. Let's go. That's a 15.
Oh.
You reach out to this door, and you got the motion of, I'm going to open this door and I'm going to go over to the hallway. And so you're already angling yourself as though you're going to. And the door almost gives, but stops. And you try again, and you cannot open the door. In fact, you can't actually see under it for a moment. It is shadowy dark, as though the door has slightly enlarged itself to budge in place.
Oh, that's not fun. Bo is going to knock on, like, bang on the door a few times and yell, "Hey!" And she's going to try and just see if she can hear a response before doing anything else, because bad times.
Yeah. And I think we'll switch over to the kids and Teal.
Mm-hmm.
How are you guys doing in there?
Not great.
Yeah, I was about to say not great, because as soon... Okay, so even the Teal lady didn't wake up in the first... Like, obviously the screeching and the door flying open downstairs would have woken him up. And at this point, he's just like he would be standing up and making sure, okay, first the kid, then what the heck.
Yeah.
So he's definitely going to check on Rai and Nell to see if they're okay first, foremost.
All right. Hey, Teal, roll me perception.
Oh boy.
And
Okay,
meanwhile,
at least
it's just like Rai and Tiffy can also roll perception if they like,
Mm-hmm.
because they're probably awake by now.
Yeah.
Perception, yeah, it's +4.
Screaming. Yeah.
All
Fair.
right. So,
There.
okay, Teal, you can see the kids. They're probably shaky, probably pretty terrified, because, dear lord, what the fuck is going on downstairs? Nettle is a wooden doll again.
Mm.
The time,
I mean, fair, but also,
the timing has run out on the ambulata form, and so next to you, Tiffy, there is just the wooden doll form just leaned up against you. And there is a
Oh.
vague look of concern on its face, as though, as everything was happening, it noticed just as it went back to its normal form. But, yeah. And on that front, you do, let's say, Teal, which way are you facing? Are you facing into the room towards the bed, or back out towards the door?
He is going to be facing toward the door because, again, like, check first, give a look on the kids, see if they're all there and if none of them is missing. And second, check on the door because that came from downstairs.
Yeah. Teal, you can't see out of the door. You cannot see the light underneath the door that you would normally do in any normal building. There is muffled screeching of wind, of howling of something downstairs, of... You can hear Jacques and Asclepius talking vaguely. You hear someone yelling. You think that's Beau from another room. But
Okay,
you
this
cannot
is what we're
see
doing.
out.
And he readies his rapier because, okay, this fun time's over, and he just goes to try to open the door. First, he tried to open. He won't try to slam it open. He just tries to open it like kind of carefully still because he has no clue what's on the other side. And the kids are here, so he doesn't want to swing open and have something terrible face him.
Yes. Speaking of, hey kids, how you doing?
Liz, you go first.
well, Tiffy, knowing what something going bad is like, is trying to stay like to the corners, but she also checked on Nettle and does not like the sad face of Nettle, and she like tugs on Rai's like arm to point it out.
Oh boy. Ryan pretty well knows the ins and outs of the ambulata, so the fact that Nettle's not in the ambulata anymore isn't a red flag necessarily, but the expression is. And he doesn't like any of those noises. He's awake, his spell focus is in hand, and he's going to just sprint over to the door, and he's not going to try and open it. Like, if Teal can't open it, or he's opening it too slow, he's just going to shove, because he wants out.
All right, Rai, make me a strength check.
Yeah, he's great at that.
You can do it, Rai. I believe in you.
Nope.
It's 12.
Rai, you actually feel very much a physics thing here. You actually feel the door shoved back slightly. Just very insistent on that front.
Oh boy.
And there is almost a diversion. You can feel suddenly this room, it is slightly cold, but it does just warm slightly as Nettle's presence just comes into the room going, no. Little Rai, brother of mine, stay here, Captain Cool, stay here, stay safe.
Oh, no, Nettle, what's going on? Rai's talking in common. He's can't have the curtains down with noise like that. Let us.
You cut out a little bit there, Whis, but we understand exactly what you were saying. And there is just the, no. And the door just seems to get even bigger, and there is a vibration to the room. But it isn't, like, you know what Nettle is like when she's happy. This is shaking. And then and then Network does perceive something, and there is another panicked scream, and we're going to flip back downstairs. Jacques and Asclepius, could you make me a strength save, please?
Oh, beans. Okay. All right.
Yikes.
And I'm going to say disadvantage for your own good on this one, because Network is going to take you slightly by surprise.
Yikes. All right. Well, I can't do much worse than that. Hold on. That's a 5 from Jacques. Only slightly better for Asclepius.
All right.
7.
That is a 19 without modifier for Network. And you both, you are strong, you are good, but all of a sudden it's just as you're focusing on this threat, there is a harsh scream from Network, the likes you have never heard her make before. And there is a sudden sharp breeze that cuts through the air and forces you both back. The table that was propped up to one side earlier is thrown, in essence, over you both. But not before you do see something. Just out in the dark of the doorway. The thing's pet is, well, we're going to cut a camera just behind them so that they're not visible in this as something else happens. There is a slasher grin of a Cheshire smile in the background. A glowing red form in the dark, just outside of the door. And we cut outside for a moment as there is someone out there watching all of this in the darkness, unable to be seen except now for this red grin. Just goes, "Ah, such a warm reception. I wonder what you'll give after this." And calm and clear as day, something small and metal is tossed into the shattered remains of the door. And it ignites with a ear-splitting, shattering, loud kaboom.
Oh, I don't like that.
Oh, heck! I do not know.
And there is the roar
Jesus.
of flames.
Vwild, I'm suing you for emotional damages.
Jesus freaking oh
I would like to thank
Oh,
Kraken so very gratefully for this. Thank you, Kraken. You have been a wonder. There is the roar of flames, and there is a earth-shattering howl of a wind scream. And this is where something happens that not just all of you are going to feel, but people outside. As everyone who holds Lynn's business card is going to feel this in this moment. As the business cards that are so beloved by Lynn, the pride of her network, the essence of network, through all of them there is a sharp, icy shard of pain from wherever people keep them on their person, and a feeling of utter panic, a scream in a language they don't understand, as Network performs an all hands and reaches out as best as she can, and then it stops with a snap, and the business cards go cold and grey. Which is a fun thing to happen at 3 AM and sure to cause a great deal of fear, but
Oh, jeez.
we're not focusing on that right now. There is the scream, and Jacques, Asclepius, you can't hear Lynn. And time resumes. Alright.
Asclepius, on it, casts Create or Destroy Water, casting Create Water in a rain cloud to put out those flames first and foremost.
Alright, 30 feet. Would you mind rolling me as a spell attack? Just so that we can see how good this spell is, how fast it puts out the flames.
Alright, it just does. That's a natural 19 without a modifier, so that's like a 28.
Alright. This is a decent amount of rain. There is already smoke pouring out that you get a feeling is going to be... Oh wait, actually you guys are... You probably want to roll so you can actually get out from underneath the table first. I do apologise, because Network full on through that, you guys.
Jacques is stuck under the table. Asclepius is not. Nat 1 and Nat 20, respectively.
Fantastic. You can continue as normal. That rain has started. And now we cut to the rest of the people. Hey, Bo, let's go to you again. How you doing now, love?
Fun. Did I hear that bomb?
Yes, you did. In fact, actually, I should probably tell you guys what the damage was for that, shouldn't I?
That would be fun.
Oh, yeah, sure. Bless us with that knowledge.
Oh, I don't like that. Oh, no.
Oh, no.
Oh, dear.
No.
Cool.
Son of a bitch, son of a bitch, son of a bitch, son of a bitch.
Yeah, that's 15 out of 33 HP, my fine dudes.
Oh, my God.
There is a lot of noise from downstairs now, Bo. There is a fuck ton of noise, I'm not going to lie. There is the screaming, there is the wind that is almost drowning out everything else because, yeah, Network's ditched being articulate. There is just scream of panic and fear and terror and other things that probably should not be mentioned on live television. There is the sound, there is the ear-splitting ring of a phone going off the hook. There is everything in this building is shaking. Foundation levels of shaking. But you in your room are actually surprisingly safe.
Can Bo ram the door with her shoulder?
Yes, you can.
Alright, let's do a... Would it be another strength check or is just
Yes, I will say that.
Alright, let's go. No, it's just a 7.
Nope. Nope, not even. You try again. And even with all of this, like, you can feel the energy of whatever happened to the door, what you think might have even been an arcane lock. It's dwindling, but that is not enough. And you can try again in a second because you think it's going to lower even further because it's shaking this door underneath your hand. But we'll go to the rest of the group. Hey, Rai, Tiffy, and Teal, how you doing?
Well, Rai's kind of screaming a bit.
Yeah, sure. So, with, all of the above, Teal, so again, like, initial reaction to Teal was like, okay, let's be sneaky, because if there is something dangerous, the kid, we don't want to get its attention to the kid. Now it's like, panic, fuck this, let's get out. So he too will try to ram the door. Because he's like, no, now's not the time. And apparently, judging from what Rai said, it has something to do with metal. And now the card is just cold and it's not good. And it's like, okay, screw this. Just bash in the door and let's see how good he does with...
On that front, Rai, there is another reason why you should be screaming. You have that... You have that faint ember behind your heart, the one that has been growing stronger over time, the one that today seemed to be truly blooming. It sputters and shrinks, and you feel that it's soft, it's muted, as though Network doesn't want you to know, but there is a layer of distress and a whine at the back of your mind.
Oh, Rai is not doing well.
Yes.
Rai is really not doing well.
So, Teal, roll your ram check. Hit that door.
Yeah, let's see how that -1 serves him. There we go.
Jesus.
Guys!
God,
You locked in the...
strength.
that is a 5. Alright. I will allow the other people... I will allow Tiffy and Rai to do something else before we go on to the next thing.
Well, Rai's gonna, if Nettle is preventing him from getting through the gaps in the sides of the door, which I assume she is, he's gonna try and just back, like, I'm gonna be really, really cliche here. Rai is going to use tackle. It's an 11, it ain't great. He's got a -2 on strength. He's doing okay.
Doors, D&D's worst enemy.
It's-
Come for us all.
The DC has lowered. You are 1 point below the goddamn DC for this door, and you feel it.
Dang it.
You feel it shudder again, and there is just like this faint little bit of plaster that comes off the ceiling in a little shower of dust, but it still holds. It still
Oh,
holds, Rai.
damn it.
I'm sorry. It feels
Rai's
cold
just
underneath your arm.
screaming and begging, Nettle, please let us out! We have to help!
There is
And Rai's just crying and screaming, and I can't do it. I can't do it.
There
It is
is
beyond me.
no response from Network besides that shrieking wind. That shrieking howl of distress. In fact, actually, you do hear one thing, Rai. You just hear, Warmth Bringer?
Hey, how dare you? How dare you?
Oh my god! Nope! Oh boy.
And we got
okay.
downstairs, and I would roll for Lynn, but, well. Hey, Jacques, because you're... Sorry, not Jacques. Asclepius, you're the one who's up. Asclepius, roll me perception.
Yep. Hold on. Thing. That's fine. Rolled an 11, which means you get to dirty 20.
All right.
Fuck is she, Vwild? Fuck is she?
Asclepius, through the dying roar of flames, you do actually hear a laugh. Deep that reverberates through the building. And there is, along with the thick black smoke that is coming out of these dark red and purple and blue flames that are tumbling up towards the ceiling, you do see thicker smoke, as though it's come in and as though it's now retreating, and you know where Lynn was. You know where Lynn was tossed in the start of all this chaos. You cannot see Lynn. You can't see a trace of her through these flames as they die. And there is the grave hunter that's in front of you all, and they do just... There is another howled shriek from outside. And tell me, is there anything now holding... Like, I know... In fact, actually, is whole person concentration?
Whole person is concentration. Technically speaking, Jacques has not taken damage yet.
Good. There was a reason for that. He's squishy.
Yeah, no, if my math is correct, that explosion did, 18 points of damage, that would have knocked him out.
Yes. It did 15
So,
points of damage, which would have
whole
exactly
person
taken him.
is still up.
Yeah.
Thankfully.
Alright, and is there anything that's dampening anything for them, like taking anything more? Or
No, actually.
Okay.
Well, aside, whole person is up for Jacques, so that's concentration. Create and destroy water is just instantaneous, so Asclepius isn't concentrating on anything.
Okay.
However, I will ask, is Smile for Me, McGee, within 60 feet?
They might have been through the flames and the smoke, but you can't get a read on where they are anymore. The smile outside just seems to close and disappear into the darkness as though it was never there.
As it's just going, Asclepius is gonna just fucking shout something in giant that is not fit for daytime television, and then just a fucking sacred flame shoots up from underneath.
Alright.
Doesn't fucking do anything, probably, but he's pissed.
Indeed. And because no one's done anything with the Grave Hunter, I'm gonna roll for them. Is it a Whis save again to try and get free?
Yes, it is. It's
Okay.
a wisdom save.
Alright. Yeah. They do. There is another shake. And Asclepius, you see the form in front of you of Grave Hunter, of one of your people, just shake as they take off this spell. There is ink dripping from their form, a dark oxblood red. And they look straight at you and grin. And then they charge through the flames as though they are not there. And they're gone. there is a ringing howl in the air that gets quieter and quieter as there is the water, there is the dying flames, and there is a house in extreme distress.
Shit. Asclepius is at the moment wrestling with his rage. He'll be back in a second. Jacques on his end is going to, like, pat the floor in an attempt to get Nettle's attention and is going to try and roll persuasion and go, Network, you need to let everyone go. We can still find her, but we have to move now, alright? Alright. It's a 23.
And I rolled with Nettle's die, and she got a nat 20 on perception to actually hear you, to know you're there, that you're actually talking to her. And the table that was on top of you is tossed to one side, and you are... It almost feels like the breeze is wrapping around you, and it does soften slightly. The wind does die a bit. The floorboard underneath your hand does tremble. And upstairs, Beau, Teal, Tiffy, Rai, the doors seem to just creak slightly as whatever was holding them in place is let go.
Rise off like a shot. Like he doesn't even stop to blink. He's gone. He's downstairs.
Teal will go to Tiffy to get her out of the room because, like, Rai is obviously, like, just going for it, but I'm not sure that, like, Tiffy is handling all of this very well.
Yeah, Tiffy will just cling because she still wants to just hide.
Yeah.
No.
So he'll just go to her like, hey, we're going to get this sorted out, but first we need to get out of this room, back to Boo, and everything will be fine.
She nods. Jesus Christ, what are you gonna do, Beau? Beau runs out. And she reaches into a hammer space and pulls out a broom, and she just snaps her fingers, and the broom just darts off. Until in front of you there is a broom, just floating there, and Tiffy climbs onto it, like she's trying to reach for it. Would you let her go?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. He will even help her get on if needed.
Yeah, the broom just snaps back to where Beau is, and Beau just picks up Tiffy, and she's going downstairs to see what the hell is going on.
Downstairs is, in essence, chaos, my dear.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Teal will straight up just do the Lynn thing of jumping over the balcony to get down because he's like, nope, this is important. We need to get quick from A to B.
The fire downstairs does die out. And it's incredibly fortunate that everything went the way it did. The way the fire was stopped instantly, because you can see how the smoke had started to go towards the wall of love. It could have been utterly terrible, but thankfully it wasn't as bad as it could have been. But there is a very mournful humming noise.
When Ra gets down there, he's going to basically just go straight for the wall, and he can see and smell the soot and the smoke and the ash, and he's just gone straight to that wall, and he's non-verbal at the moment. He's completely non-verbal, but he's shaking and his eye is white, as a matter of fact.
The walls are a gold, but a dustier gold. Rai, you remember this feeling, this way the walls are. It was like when Lynn went missing, when you came here and she wasn't here. Nettle's remembering that. And in fact, roll me a perception, everyone, just as a thing. I want to see if people can pick up on this. There'll be...
Yeah, that makes sense. Asclepius is...
You gotta be kidding
Asclepius
me!
is pissed.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
I mean, that makes sense too.
But, it's fine. Jacques has come through.
Fantastic. All right. So let's see. Bo, Rai, everything is just so much right now. Like, unbelievably so much. You guys are partially reeling with that role. With Tiffy, you can see the grey of the walls, the humming, the chaos that has happened that thankfully you weren't there to see all of it because it was probably horrific. You do catch the faint scent of the ash and such, but it's... Let's see, Asclepius as well, you get more of it. You get the sense that there was another smell in there, more smells mixed in that weren't good. Teal and Jacques, in fact, Teal, you get the distinct smell of burnt coffee. Like, really, really burnt coffee, the point that it is disgusting. And Jacques, you get that, and with a nat 20, you also... Tell me, Jacques, do you know what nightmare fuel is?
Yeah, he's familiar.
There is a distinctive scent hit of that. As you recall the blue
Oh, yeah.
flames, as whatever Nettle has been seeing, they've also been influenced by that. There is a reason they went non-verbal at a point.
Ah,
I am glad I already resolved to murder this guy. Dang.
So as Rai is just like in shock, Teal will put a hand on his shoulder, but he will also turn to Jacques and Asclepius. So, did we happen to have a late guest? And where is Lynn?
None of you can see Lynn. None of you can see Lynn's axe either.
Jacques is kind of carefully watching his husband, because he's seen that reaction only twice before, and it's never boded well for whomever's caused it. Asclepius on his end by this point has managed to wrangle his anger into a small box to be unleashed later. And he kind of very carefully takes a deep breath, lets it out, takes another one, and goes, Lynn was taken.
And I'm going to upload the other title card. It's a little different to how I thought, because, in fact, hey, Jacques, as you were looking out and around, and with that 20, you do see something dark red just in the door frame. In fact, you see dark blue and dark red.
He's got a horrible sinking feeling that he's going to go over and check it out.
It's Lynn's hat. You know, Lynn, that she doesn't bleed red, that she bleeds gold. She is ink all the way through. That is something you know very well from, well, when she used to link ink before. But you see her hat, and underneath it there is a dark red envelope.
He very carefully picks up the hat, dusts it off, puts it in his hammer space, and then leans down and picks up the...
It is... Honestly, the best way to describe it is one of those fancy envelopes. The one that is incredibly expensive. And there is a dark red and gold seal on it of a wolf's head.
Being that Jacques is a noble and would be familiar with different kind of fucking, what are they called?
Crests.
Semblance.
That's the bitch. Different family crests and different family sigils and whatnot. Can he roll? I almost said knowledge and ability, but that's Pathfinder. History, maybe?
Sure, he can roll history.
Trying to identify who the fuck this is. That's not terrible. It's not great, but it's not terrible. It's 16.
Alright. Jacques would be able to tell that he knows the nobility of Inkwell. He knows the ones that are present day, who's important, that sort of thing. This doesn't look like any crest he's actually seen. This isn't a modern crest. And in fact, with a 16, it's one above one of the DC, so I will give it... The wax seal is not even made of a type of wax ink that is used nowadays. Whatever this is, it's old. Older than even he would recognize. It doesn't even seem as though it's made from the components that you would find in Inkwell. It doesn't feel right. This is ancient.
Hey everyone, just roll me a quick insight if you're able.
Ooh.
Look, Tiffy. I don't think Bo's right here, right now.
I'm gonna roll for network as well. I've just gotta find your goddamn...
10 tracks.
I am multi-class drifting on this thing, I swear to the pecking gods.
Listen.
I understand
Tiffy, my
entirely.
fucking beloved.
Teal.
So that is for network, that is a 21.
Running poorly whenever it matters. That's...
Okay.
You also get the idea
is-
that network is just still wrapped around you, Jacques.
Is Bo rolling as well, or?
No, Bo's not rolling right now.
Hilariously, it's Tiffy and Network that pick up on this. Jacques has kind of gone very still. And there's a quick flash of something. You're not quite sure what emotion it is, but it's something. And then he opens the seal.
Okay.
Inside there is very refined, it's that very, very, very expensive paper. Like seriously, whoever did this is just doing this for show now.
Proper parchment, yep.
Yeah. In fact, almost... Nah, I'm not going to do that. I'm not that cruel. But this parchment does seem incredibly expensive, and there is a cursive handwriting on it. To the Masters of Halloween Town, thank you for the helper. And that's all it says. They knew you were going to be here.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Very carefully folds the parchment back up, and the envelope ends up in her space. Takes a moment, just hands his sword by this point has been sheathed back into its cane. Takes a moment, just stands there for a second while he formulates what he wants to say. And then he turns and he goes, "There is 3 things that every man should fear. A night without the moon, the sea in storm, and the anger of a gentleman. Whomever this is that has done this has brought down all 3. So, I don't know what the rest of you plan to do this night, but I can tell you that myself and my husband, at the very least, are going to be chasing after that fiend, and we are going to get Lizz. If you wish to join us, we will appreciate that. If you do not, we understand."
I'm just gonna roll Rai with save quick.
Oh.
Oh, that's a nat 20. Okay. I really hope I didn't waste that on this. Rai has just sort of taking some very, very deliberate deep breaths, and he's slowly batting away some very sketchy, distressed red Grorlix that was sort of just appearing around his head. And then I promised Mom I wouldn't do anything rash. If something bad were to happen, I'm coming with you.
We'd be happy to have you along. Teal? Oh?
Teal's just looking at Rai and say, well, if the kid's coming, someone out to look out for him. Now that it's gone, and sounds like someone needs to be brought down a peg anyway.
You just get like a nod from Bo. May I ask, do you think like 11 minutes have passed, or do you think it's kind of been quicker than that?
I will say 11 minutes can have passed in this quiet chaos as you all recollect yourselves, as the flames did finally subdue and the floor become cool enough for you guys to actually walk across and handle. And as Network herself has died down a bit. If anyone wants to investigate about Network, that's a cool thing to do, but we'll let this happen first. So yeah, let's say 11 minutes.
Cool. So when that 11 minutes pass, Bo says, what does she say? She says, I will help. And then she just promptly picks up Tiffy and just steps past the ashen and burnt floorboards and through the sort of shattered door. And if you were to see outside, you would see a horse. And Bo takes out a like parchment from her hammer space and writes something down. And hands it to Tiffy, and Bo like leans in and whispers in Tiffy's ear. Tiffy leans over and gives Bo a hug, and then takes the letter, and the horse just rides off down Toontown.
Hey, Tiffy and Bo, roll me a perception real quick, seeing as you're outside.
Okay. So this is Bo. That's an 8, and this is...
In fact, Bo, I will give you advantage, seeing as you are a parent outside just ushering your child off into this. Jacques, you can also roll, although you wouldn't know as much of the context, but you can still roll.
18 for Jacques.
Alright. Jacques, there is no one outside.
There's what, sir?
There is no one outside. It is the dead of night. There isn't a single window bright with light. There isn't a single person out in this place. And if Tiffy and Bo had rolled higher, they would have seen it, but they don't.
Well, I haven't rolled for Tiffy yet. Let's see if Tiffy
knows. Yeah, let's roll for
Tiffy.
Tiffy,
yeah!
Okay, Tiffy.
Yeah.
Tiffy,
There were people about earlier, and you're sure they would have rotated out, so Jeeves probably went home. There are probably people you saw earlier that went. There isn't a single being outside whatsoever. There is no one in the street, in the alleyways, in the windows. It's dead silent. And there is still that black trace of something just slowly receding with the wind and the breeze. And that's all you get.
Yeah, essentially Bo has sent Tiffy to her cousin's house because she does not want to bring her child if we're going to kick some ass.
Indeed.
Understandable. Have a nice day.
Have a very nice day. No matter what, we were making sure that child was nowhere goddamn near this mess. And
Um,
we'll see how the others are doing in a second, but Rai? In fact, Jacques, you feel that breeze that was circling around you before disappear, and around Rai, roll me an Arcana check.
Okie dokie. 14.
14. Rai, that sputtering flame behind your heart seems to waver and then stabilize. It's smaller than it was before. Its still network is... Nettle's hurt, kiddo. Nettle is badly hurt, but not to the point of being taken out of commission. Inkwell is full of hope, and so is Sweetheart, and because you all are here, because of those bonds that she was drawing on earlier, it very well may have saved her existence. But just in front of you for a moment, as the breeze goes around you, you see a flicker of outline of a monkey in a tutu around your height just for a microsecond. And you think for a second that's how Lynn sees things, just vaguely, but you shouldn't be able to see things like that.
Oh, I have a certain sense of dread. Rai's gonna squish himself against the wall as hard as he can, and just in essence, he's just trying to hold Nettle for a second or two, and he wants to switch back into network speech, but he's finding it really hard to. We're gonna get her back, okay?
The response is slow and stuttered. It's humming, but not like you've ever heard it before, because it is so much softer. And they just go, "Bring back warmth, bringer. Lil Rai of mine, bring back Mum. Cold. Nettle's cold." And
Who would like to roll an insight on Rai?
Teal
That would be a good
absolutely will.
time.
Even though he has only a grand total of 10 plus 1.
Okay. Those are some pretty okay rolls. Except for Bo. Which, I mean, tracks. Bo doesn't really know him as well as everyone else does. So Rai's eye went white with fear when he was coming down the stairs and taking down his room. And nobody else can understand network speech, but you just hear that hum and Rai listen, and then you can see his eye change. It goes from white to grey to a deep dark blue that is almost black. And he gets this little frown. And he pulls out his spell focus in one hand and his wand in the other. And he is now going for the door. He's angry.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
roll something for network, as you guys are just about to go. Yes, that is good. As you guys are leaving, there is this chock thunk of at the desk as a drawer drops open. And it seems as though it took a lot of energy from network, a lot more than they normally have to expend to manipulate themselves. Does anyone go to
Teal would-
investigate that?
Yeah, I was about to say Teal will walk up to whatever drawer opened up, because that's one of the first few actions that Network has been taking after all of this, so that's definitely important.
As you peer in, there are bottles of healing potions in there. A note in Lynn's chicken scratch scroll going, "For occasions if I pick and need it." And you see enough healing potions for one each for you guys. As though Lynn was stocking up, just in case something ever happened, because you know how paranoid she is, how scared she is of everything. There's enough for each of you to have one each. And
Is
they'll
it just the
just...
2d2 plus 4?
Lynn.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he'll just pick up all the potions and give one each for everyone. Sounds like our host had anticipated such an occasion, which bothers me, but we're going to remedy to this soon enough.
And that's be off, I should say. And with that, finally fucking gets to finish casting motivational speech.
Oh, I do apologize.
It's fine. So there is 5 of us. So everyone gets this. Everyone has 5 temporary hit points. And while you have those temporary hit points, or for the next hour, whichever is last, you have advantage on wisdom saves. If you're hit by an attack, you have advantage on the next attack roll you make. Once you lose the temporary hit points or once the spell ends, the spell's ending.
Mm-hmm.
Motivational speech, my beloved. I didn't think I ever get to use it. So
Hell yeah.
No, that's some good shit. Actually, I'm gonna roll Rai see if he can brain, because he's so...
He angy.
Oh, 18. Okay, so he can brain. He is going to get most of the way to the door and then stop and then put a hand on the wall again. And then he's going to turn to Jacques and Asclepius. Can you do like a message, but for someone you've not nearby and that you haven't met? Is there a spell like that?
if you mean sending, yes. I need to be familiar with whomever it is that you try and speak to, but...
And he's going to walk back over to the wall, and he's going to point at the sketch of Old Toot and Lil Mao. Are you able to send them a sending message and ask them to come and stay with Nettle? I don't want her to be alone.
Let me try. It's this point that I pull out my D percentiles because technically speaking, the rules do say happy familiar, but I'm willing to roll a D percentile to see if this actually works, just based off of having the name in a picture. Yeah, okay, cool. So yeah, yeah. Cast it. Jacques, okay. Yeah, Jacques will cast sending to pass on that message to Old Toot and get him to pass on a message to the Ma.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
Jacques, you definitely know where Lynn gets her swearing from.
Yep.
There is swearing in Giant, there is old swears, there are new swears, you're pretty sure he gets the message, he understands it's happening. This guy doesn't understand magical bullshit. There's just someone in his head saying, oh, hey, come to network. And he's just there going, no shit. But you do get the feeling...
Fair enough, I think.
Fair enough, have a nice day. But you do get the feeling that, yes, people are going to be coming. Especially as wherever Lynn is, she's probably not going to be in a good state to come back here, probably. Eesh.
Especially given the fucking giant wake-up call that Network sent out, yeah.
It's basically everyone who's got a business card and a sketch on the wall has been alerted to some shit going down, so that's going to be fun for some folks. But there are people on their way. There are people on their way who are going to be able to help as best as they can.
Rai is also going to quickly write a note and stick it to the floor in the middle of where it's very and it's going to just put Grunkle Toot in nice big letters on the on the front of it so that they can see it. Just going to be something simple and quick, saying, please just stay here and make sure nothing else happens, essentially.
Fair enough. Have a nice day.
Understandable. Have a nice day, yeah.
All right. And with that, I think you're all ready to begin your journey. The walls have lightened to a dull gold, a brighter dull gold again, as plans are put in order and everything in place. The air's cold, but the strings, the threads that you all know so well do just slightly glow in this darkness. And you know Nettle is going to be okay. And you head off. Now at this point I ask you all, do you want to take another quick break? Because that was a lot for you guys.
I drank my entire cup of tea in stress, so yes, I would like a break.
3
That is
minutes.
absolutely valid.
I have a sneaking suspicion we've only just hit the second part, and I do need to go in 20 minutes. So might I make the suggestion that we split this into a 2-part again?
Oh, sure. I did not realise that. I do apologise. Yeah, we can arrange that. If you guys have got a date in mind, we could always sort that out, but... Yeah, let me pause the recording so that we can talk about this.
Yeah, I'll get it on.
Alright, so I think I'm back online actually playing stuff again. And to our wonderful audience, this has been part 1 of The Way Things Go. Tune in next Saturday where we embark on our tales and just see, well, how things are going to get interesting. Would my wonderful my partners, my wonderful little players say their goodbyes?
Well, I wasn't joking. I'm going to sue you for emotional damages.
Ha! Bring it on, Mother Pecker. Alright.
Oh,
Bye-bye.
God.